There's a new mockumentary premiering on Hulu tomorrow, February 20th, named Memes and Nightmares, where the king of the NBA meme, Josiah Johnson, has to go on a mysterious journey to find one of his favorite memes that has been scrubbed from the internet. And here to talk about the movie is the star of Memes and Nightmares, Josiah Johnson. Thank you so much for being on Gary Talks.
Hey, how you doing, Garrett?
Before we get into the movie, which is hilarious by the way, I first want to find out, was there a moment where you said to yourself, wow, I really am the king of NBA Twitter?
Gary, I don't know if there was a specific moment when I realized. I think the moment that kind of really put me on the map was back in June of 2021 during the NBA playoffs. I posted a meme. LeBron James happened to see it, ended up calling me the GOAT, and I think that really helped, put everything on the map that I had been working on. But there's been several instances throughout kind of just working in social media and doing stuff in the sports content space that have really led to that. Another time would have been a couple of years ago. Jordan Peele ended up giving me a lot of love on Twitter as well, and kind of let me lay the foundation for what was going to be happening in the NBA, Twitter, and basketball space. But I think definitely LeBron saying King Josiah is the GOAT really helped put me on the map.
Oh yeah, I'd say when LeBron James refers to you as a GOAT, that definitely opens people's eyes.
I think it definitely does do that. So I just remember that day. Day I'll never forget. It's basically a holiday in my household. So thank you to LeBron for all the love and support, and definitely happy to be doing this film Memes and Nightmares with him and Mav Carter and the rest of the team, Anscape Starry, Spring Hill. That's streaming exclusively on Hulu starting tomorrow. So I'm excited about that.
Well, that leads me to my next question. How do you go from posting these NBA memes to now starring in a movie about them?
It was a long process, been over 3 years in the making. Actually, Spring Hill, LeBron's company, reached out with an idea that they were working on Starry with, and the people over at Pepsi, that they wanted to show love and pay homage to the NBA Twitter community, and they thought that I would be the perfect figure to help tell that story. So been an extremely long process, but it's been very fruitful and very beneficial, and super excited to now see it reach its conclusion with the film premiering tomorrow.
You know, it seems like the way that you're able to have these memes ready and post them so quickly, that requires a little bit of like improv comedy skill. Did you find that that translated to acting in this film?
I think one of the main things I told them from the beginning is I'm not an actor. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, do a lot of hosting, producing, writing, and stuff like that. Acting, not really on the list, but just kind of embrace the role, embrace the challenge. And reality is, it's just me being authentic, being myself. And everybody who actually knows me from beyond Twitter, beyond the Avi, knows that I'm very just kind of quick on the draw, like to joke around a lot, like to keep the mood light. So I was able to help, translate a lot of that into the film. So what you see. So it's really not me acting. It's kind of just me being myself, put in situations and how I would respond in those situations. But, in terms of acting, I don't think I'm an actor. I would never call myself an actor or anything like that, but did have a great time doing the project. And like I said, really it's just a lot of me that's expressed on the camera.
There are so many special guest cameos in this movie, and I know there were a few times when I was watching it that I said to myself, man, how'd they get him in this movie? So that's my question. How did you get some of these big name celebrities involved in Memes and Nightmares?
Well, I've been in the game a long time, so I've built up a lot of credit, built up a lot of friendships and relationships with people in the community. But I really attribute a lot of that to just NBA Twitter and social media in general. And this is the same thing I tell a lot of people who get into this space. But you'll be able to network, communicate with people so much easier than you could with other platforms. So I've been blessed and fortunate to work with people like Ava DuVernay, people, Comedy Central, other places like that. And throughout my travels working in sports entertainment, I've worked with a lot of, famous people. So basically just opened the Rolodex, reached out, and a lot of them were gracious to lend their time into this particular project. But it really all starts with NBA Twitter and building that community and building relationships with people beyond just social media and friendships that I hold near and dear to my heart.
The movie is great, and I know that everyone who follows you on NBA Twitter is gonna love it, but what do you say to people that maybe don't follow NBA Twitter? Will they be able to relate to this?
Well, I think, people may not follow NBA Twitter, but they're familiar with the NBA and basketball community in general and also social media. So I think this film does a great job for even the casual sports fan, casual basketball fan of highlighting what this community is. And I say it in the film, but I think it's the most vital and essential community in sports, the way it brings people together. And for me, it's been cool to see. It's almost about 15 years now that NBA Twitter has really been a thing. And then all just the amazingly talented people that have been able to grow as a result of NBA Twitter, people that I have relationship with that have really leaned on the platform and created opportunities for themselves. So I think anybody can find that relatable. And I just hope they check out the film. So everybody, make sure you check out Memes and Nightmares, streaming exclusively on Hulu starting tomorrow. And appreciate just the opportunity to participate in the film. Thank you to Anscape for jumping on. Thank you to Starry, and thank you to Spring Hill for just giving me the opportunity to now be a movie star, quote unquote.
And once again, Memes and Nightmares will be premiering tomorrow, February 20th on Hulu. Josiah, thank you so much for being on Gary Talks.
I appreciate you, Gary. Thank you for having me.